Okay, we are continuing with our geometry and talking about more surface area and volume. So this is basically review over what we have been talking about. So just to make sure that you understand what we're doing. So let's go over, this is page 337. So this should be the one that you have out in front of you. It's got the green cube at the top. And let's look at this together. So it says, what is the area of one face? Okay, so this is a face. If I want the area of one face, I'm going to, first of all, I need to change. Oops. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Technical difficulties. I need to change the size. Okay. Now let's try this again. What is the area of one face? It's going to be 7 times 7. So it's 7 inches by 7 inches, which is going to be 49. Oops. So one face is going to be 49 inches. So what is the total surface area? So if one face is 49, how many faces do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to need to do 6 times 49. Okay, and when you figure out the answer for that and you do the multiplication, you're going to put it right there, and that will be your answer for surface area. Now for volume, remember we take all three and we multiply them together. So 7 times 7 times 7. And then when you do that multiplication, you're going to put your answer there, and that is going to be in cubic inches, right? So inches to the third power, and this is inches to the second. That's squared inches. So you're figuring out the answers for those. Okay, now we're going to take this rectangular prism and we're going to open it up so that we can determine the surface area for this rectangular prism. So we see here they've got the sides labeled here. The height here is 4, this is 20, and this is 10. So when we look at the blue area, so that's the top and the bottom, we know that this is going to be the same as this length, and this is going to be the same as this. So the blue is going to be 20 times 10. So I would put 20 times 10, and we need to do that twice, right? 20 times 10. And when I multiply that, because I have two zeros, that's going to be 200. Okay. Now for the C and the D, that's the sides. The length is 20 and the height is 4. So this one is going to be 20 times 4. And we're going to do that again because we have two of those sides. 20 times 4. Excuse me. So 20 times 4 would be 2 times 4 is 8. With that 0, that would be 80. And then I'm going to come down here and do the same thing, 80. Now, for the brown on the ends, it's 20, and how high is it? 4. It's not, 10, and height is 4. So this one is going to be 10 and 4. And we're going to do that again, 10 and 4. So 10 and 4 is 40, 40. Okay, and then we just need to take all of those amounts and add them together. So we've got 200 and 200, which is 400. And 40 and 40 is another 80. That means I've got 3 80s. So 3 times 8 is 24, so that's 240. So I've got 240 plus 400. So when I add that, that's going to be 640. So that is my surface area. Now they want the volume. Volume is all of those. 10 times 20 times 4. Well, 10 times 20. I'm going to add those zeros. That's going to be 200. And then 200 times 4 is 800. So the volume is going to be 800. The surface area is 640. Okay? Now we're going to do that again. You're going to do the same exact thing here for this one. Now make sure you know this is 12. This one is 8. This way is going to be 9. So for the top, for the green, it's going to be 12 by 9. So I'm going to fill in one for you, 12 by 9, and I want you to do the figuring, and I want you to fill out the one underneath, which is going to be the same. The front and back is going to be 9, and how tall? 8. So this one's going to be 9 by 8, and then the yellow one is going to be 12 by 8. So 12 and 8, and you're going to finish filling in those blanks. The bottom is the same as the top, the back is the same as the front, the left side is the same as the right side, and you're going to figure those out and then add them all together. And then you're going to multiply them all together. So 12 times 9 times 8. And when you finish multiplying all that, that will be your answer for volume. Okay, now draw the faces of the solid figure. So faces are these parts that face outwards. So on this one, the faces would be, the bottom part would be a square, because this is a square pyramid. And then I would have four triangle faces. Now they don't have to be perfect. Mine absolutely are not. But what you're doing is you're showing that you understand what this figure is made up of. And it's made up of 4 triangular faces and a square face. This one is going to be 2 circles. And this is not called a face because it is the curved surface. So the only faces on a cylinder are the 2 circles, the top and the bottom. And here we know that it's made up of, we've got the 2 triangles, the top and the bottom, but because it's a prism, we have going around that 3 rectangles. Those look a little not like rectangles, but they're rectangles. Okay, so 3 rectangles and 2 triangles are what's making up this triangular prism. Okay, now let's look at the back together. It says, explain the problem with the net for this rectangular prism. What problem do you see here with this net? So in your mind, imagine folding this up. So these come up on the side. These are the sides. Now what should you have left? You should have one top left, right? A rectangular prism has 6 faces. So we can write that. A rectangular prism has 6 faces. This one has what? This one has 7. So it's not right because it has too many faces. Okay, draw a net for this solid figure. So we're going to draw a net for a cube. So we have to have, I'm just going to do a big rectangle and then break it up. This has to be, there's 4 this way, and then 1 is going to come off this way, and 1 is going to come off this way. Oops. Not even. I'm sure yours is better than mine. Okay? But the point is you should have 4 in the middle and 2 on the sides. Rachel is putting up wallpaper on 3 walls in a bedroom. 2 walls measure 6 feet by 10 feet. The other wall measures 12 by 10. How much wallpaper does she need? So this is area, right? She's covering a wall with wallpaper. So that's kind of like a rug. So this is area. So we need 16 times 10, but we need that 2 times. So 16 times 10 is 160. Okay, but we want that twice. So 160 twice would be 320. Okay, so we have 16 by 10, but I want it 2 times, so that would be 320. Then I want a wall that's 12 times 10, and there's only one of those, so that would be 120. So 120 plus 320 is 440 feet, and then that would be squared because that's area. So 440 feet is how much wallpaper she would need. So do you see how this word problem is showing you how you would use this in real life? You want to make sure you buy enough, so you need to know how to figure it out. Dominic has a cabinet that is 3 feet long, 2.5 feet wide, and 5 feet high. How much storage room does he have in the cabinet? So storage room means he's filling it up, right? So we're going to need volume. So this means that you are going to multiply all of this together. And I'm going to trust you to do that. So 3 times 5 times 2.5 would be 15 times 2.5. And then your answer will go there. Mr. Mason is painting the ceiling in a room that is 21 feet by 24 feet. What is the area that he is painting? So again, we want area, so we're simply going to do 21 times 24, and your answer will go there. Madison's bulletin board is 3.5 feet long and 2.5 feet wide. She has a 9 square feet of paper. Is this enough to cover the bulletin board? So we want to cover, so this is area, 2.5 times 3.5. You're going to multiply that together and see if she has 9 feet, if 9 is going to be enough. Okay. Kent is a missionary pilot in South America. The church Kent pastors is remodeling the church building. He and his people want to paint the walls and ceiling of the sanctuary. The room is 30 feet long, 15 feet wide, and 10 feet high. Okay, so we need to know that because 30 feet long, 15 feet wide, that would be the floor. But then the walls, we have to know how high it is. So the walls go up 10. So they would be as long. So we would use the length there, and we would use how high it would be for the walls. So the ceiling would be the same as the floor, which would be 30 by 15. Okay. Then the wall, though, is going to be high, so it's going to be 10 times 30. That's going to be 2 walls. So 2 walls are going to be 10 times 30. 10 times 30. And then the other wall is going to go along the width. So it's going to be 15 times 10 and 15 times 10. Okay, so you're going to multiply all of each one of these and then add that up so that you have the total surface area. Then, based on what you figure out, each gallon of paint covers 350 square feet. How many gallons of paint are needed to paint the sanctuary? So you're going to see what your total is, and you're going to figure out how many 350s will fit inside that amount, and that's how many gallons you need. If the room needs 2 coats of paint, how many gallons will Kent need to get the next time he flies to pick up supplies? So you're going to take the answer that you got from here and multiply it by 2 because you need 2 coats. Okay? How are you doing? You got it? All right, now today in the comments, a little bit fun. I just want you to tell me what your favorite 3D figure is. So do you like cones? Do you like cylinders? Do you like the rectangular prism? Do you like the pyramid? What do you like? Tell me which one you like. You can give me a reason if you want. I like the cone because I like ice cream cones. Tell me what your favorite figure is. Go.